I saw that we have quite a bit of new followers today. So if this is the first day you followed South Metro Weather, welcome to this page. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the straightforward, honest, call it as I see it coverage of weather here in north central Texas. And I do want to say that normally I don't do a video like this on a Sunday, and I haven't done a lot over the past couple of weeks through this holiday period, but we have another holiday coming up, and I want to make sure you are prepared not only for what's coming today, but for the first few days of 2024. It's going to be interesting. Today, we're quite a bit warmer than we should be, and I've updated these temperatures since this morning. We're close enough to the highs today that we are getting a better idea of where we're going to be a little bit more specifically. Usually I speak in the morning pretty generally, but we will be in the upper 60s in Waxahachie and Cleburne, low 70s in Hillsborough and Corsicana. We're really already there, and as the front continues to move through, and we'll talk about that in a moment, we could get a brief moment of increased heating right as it moves through, that compressional heating we've talked about right. And overnight lows tonight will be chilly though. We'll be behind the front. Winds will be picking up. So if you're going to be outside or traveling around late tonight as we ring in 2024, you will want to be dressed warm. So we'll talk about the almanac, the last day of 2023. Sunrise this morning was at 7:28. Sunset will be at 5:32. So yeah, the fireworks will be starting a little early tonight. It's always funny to me when people blow through all their fireworks in the first hour or so, and then you have midnight actually blow through, and they kind of run out. It's always kind of a weird deal. But full moon for the last day of 2023, and for the first couple of days at least, first few days. I believe the next moon phase will be starting on January 3rd. So that will be an interesting, again, way to end the year with a full moon. Just one more kind of added piece to that. Now, I didn't share this yet. This is the drought map as of Thursday, and I want to make sure to promote this to show you that we have made great strides. We are ending 2023 in pretty good shape. If you remember in the summer, man, it was terrible. The lake levels were terrible. We were looking at drought conditions that were widespread. You can still see a little bit from Weatherford on north there. And then south of us, yeah, there's still some drought conditions there, but for our particular area and immediately there in the Metroplex, looking pretty darn good across the area. We'll look at some lake levels here. 100% full, completely full in Joe Pool. Pat Cleburne, Lake Whitney there, almost full there at Lake Granbury. Waxahachie is really our lowest point, 74% there, 100% at Lake Bardwell. And then, yeah, 92% Richland Chambers, and then Cedar Creek Lake, about 95% full. So still in pretty good shape. Waxahachie could, of course, use some help, but overall, again, hey, we're looking pretty good, and we've got more rain chances on the horizon. So the front is right about here. You might be watching this a little later and it may have moved through, but this is where it is as of filming right now. And as I mentioned, you have that compressional heating as it moves through. What happens is you have warmer temperatures and southeast or southerly winds, and as those push up against the front's coming in, kind of compressing that air together so you can spike those temperatures a little bit, not a whole lot, maybe 2 or 3 degrees right before the front comes through. What happens is the wind decreases, or the wind even really kind of stops, and that allows those temperatures to briefly jump. And then, yeah, behind the front, they drop. So winds are from the north in McKinney, Fort Worth, Weatherford, Palo Pinto there, and to the south of the front. Yeah, you're still getting those southerly winds, but they have stopped from Rock Wall to I can't talk today, apparently. Rock Wall, Kaufman, Waxahachie, Cleburne, Glen Rose, Stephenville. You've noticed that the winds have pretty well come to a halt. Yeah, they're about to change. So just be prepared for that. And yeah, this is a little earlier than I expected. I was thinking more later, kind of in the evening time. So yeah, I think we still hit our highs, and especially in our southern counties, again, 72, 73, 74 degrees, maybe there briefly as the front moves through. But it will take care of those in a jiffy. And if we take a look at the bigger picture here, I do want to point out that not only do we have the system that's bringing some snow up in the Midwest, that front moving through, of course, our area, high pressure behind it, and yet another system all the way out in the Pacific, ready to go. And the way things are set up, this has been pretty familiar for us. One system's moving through, got a high pressure system in the middle, and then low pressure off the west coast. If you heard the kids, hey, I work from home, so kiddos are having a fun time in the background. But this next system will be the next one we're looking at and will bring us rain over the next couple of days. And on this page, we've talked a lot about, excuse me, I'm having a rough day today, El Nino, and that pattern that we are in. So we see that continue to move those storms across, and we have storms coming up, possibly, I would say showers, a few rumbles of thunder possible on Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then Friday into Saturday we have another system, and then we could have another one early next week. So we just continue to see the jet stream that was pulled south by that El Nino pattern continuing to bring those storms one after another. So we will start 2024 with a few rainmakers coming through. So here's your planner for tonight, 7 p.m. here. Let's go ahead and add the wind there. We may be a few degrees below that. We may be more in the low 50s for especially our northern counties, Ellis and Johnson counties, especially in the Metroplex. 10 o'clock, definitely windy there as we continue to filter in the cooler air. 47 degrees and 43 by the time we get to midnight. We may be closer to 40. So just keep in mind, again, windy, low 40s, low 40s, upper 30s. If you're traveling to Dallas, I would say you might be closer to the upper 30s up there with the cooler air filtering in. You do need to dress warm tonight. So here's your forecast. Again, 70. I think we could increase those a little bit in our southern counties. The front's going to take a little more time to get there. Compressional heating could take a little longer. Overnight tonight, I've got us in the upper 30s, mid to upper 30s there. Low-lying areas and outlying areas, of course, could get a little bit cooler. Nice tomorrow, but except it's going to be breezy, and it will be cool. Tomorrow night, right around freezing, so be ready for a light freeze in most areas. Tuesday, 54 degrees for that high. Showers moving in later in the day. It doesn't look like this is going to be an all-night, overnight, constant rain. Now, I will say the last one we had Christmas Eve, I was pretty impressed at how much rain we got. So going into Christmas Eve, really the night before. So I don't think that we get a constant rain shield over us, but I do think that we will see off and on showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder there. Overnight, we stay relatively warm because of the cloud cover that will keep temperatures warmer. Of course, we get that blanket that holds in the daytime heating. Wednesday, pretty similar, but with winds right back to the north. Wednesday night, we're back to the low 30s. And going into the weekend, yet another system coming in. Right now, it looks like about a 50% chance. This one looks like a pretty good rainmaker. I've got us at 50. We'll see how the forecast refines as we go forward. And then on we go, of course, yes. Temperatures staying above the freezing mark for the weekend there, at least the first part of the weekend. We'll see what happens on the back end. And then, as I mentioned, models look like we could be looking at yet another rainmaker early next week. So just be ready for more active weather moving in. And yeah, you've seen my post, the one Evan shared and the one that's going around quite a bit. We're not sure what we're looking at in terms of the sudden stratospheric heating or the polar vortex, and whether or not the 24th of January is going to start with temperatures in 3-degree range. It's just not really something we can look at. Those models, they're so far out. I mean, we're talking, I'm not even completely sure what this weekend is going to look like. We know the trends. We know a storm will be moving through this part of the country, but that could change by the time we get there. So don't let the hype get you down. Don't let the hype get you too excited. Those models, they change quite a bit. So just keep that in mind as you see things come across. And hey, I do want to say, Happy New Year to all of you. 2023 was a year of growth. Of course, we started 2023 as Ellis County Weather, and now we're South Metro Weather, added some territory, and now we're getting followers from even more areas, different parts of the Metroplex. So we don't know what kind of changes will be on the horizon, but I will tell you that my heart is always for these areas south of I-20 that don't really get a whole lot of coverage. But that said, there's always the horizon. So thank you so much to everyone, to the sponsors, the followers, family and friends, everyone who made 2023 an amazing year for South Metro Weather. So on the last day of this year, Happy New Year to all of you, and I'll see you in 2024.